Have you noticed that everything is terrible nowadays? In terms of mainstream commercial media, we ain't talking about indies today, the last few years have seen every form of it stumble into an unrelenting downfall of quality, affordability, usability, and enjoyability. The fields of film and TV are dominated by poorly planned streaming services which have become so focused on turning a profit after being unsustainable for their entire existence that the content provided and how it's supplied has become more and more infuriating after every single day. The music landscape has become a wasteland of corporate suits wringing out every service for the last drops of revenue, pricing out every non-nepo baby artist with a comfortably placed glass ceiling so that AI-assisted billionaires can get a hold of their 13th private jet. Video games don't even get me started. All digital all the time, online-only slop that's pumped out at such an astonishing speed it can never hope to make back the cash that was spent to make it. The budgets are ballooning and the teams are pushed to the absolute limit for tech bros who pitch ideas solely based on what drives shares instead of what drives sustainability so they can turn a quick buck and dive off the back of the sinking ship like the rats they truly are underneath the coke-laced sweat and expensive clothes they parade around in. It's all coming to an end. The noise, the controversy, it can only prop up a decaying series of horses for so long. Things seem bad now, but we're only in the prologue. You have no idea how low we can go, how much worse things are gonna get. But there is another path, a chance to own the content you buy and unplug from the meat grinders, log off from the deafening noise of corporate shilling and return to the reason we all consume this stuff in the first place. Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius on DVD. Physical movies are fantastic in any format, and anyone who disagrees with that statement is a schlup. In an age of digital streaming, we've come to take for granted the simple pleasures of a hunk of plastic that contains a film you like. We've forgotten the ways that used to be the standard not too long ago. I don't think most people have noticed how bad things have truly gotten for watching movies at home. We live in an age that claims things like Ultra HD, incredible audio, and ultimate convenience, but in my experience, it's all a bunch of hogwash. The modern day high quality experience, at least for me, has been this. Turn on your modern 4K smart TV and wait about 2 minutes for it to actually start functioning correctly once it's been turned on, because for all the smarts crammed into it, I can only surmise a half-eaten Cheez-It is the stand-in for the processor on this thing. Then, once you're past that, turn on your streaming service of choice, pray it's decided to work and doesn't need a mandatory update that will break several features, log in, find the film, if you can, and watch it phase in and out of qualities like some kind of abstract porridge, with a sheen of disgusting digital artifacting and additions to improve the quality. After experiencing a film you love get digitally curb stomped, you can then look forward to it being deleted from the service entirely. Compare that to the olden days of turning on your TV, putting the disc in your box of choice, hitting play, and watching the film. And when you're done with that, there's usually an encyclopedic vault of behind-the-scenes featurettes, audio commentaries, TV spots, deleted scenes, and other goodies, because back in the day, companies had to, well, actually try so you would buy a film. There had to be an incentive other than just to own it, but not really. So when you got a film, you got a whole lot more piled on top of that. You know, most of the time, sometimes you did. With how much pricier, shittier, and ad film streaming has become, I've decided to take the plunge fully into DVDs and Blu Rays, and while you may scoff at its on-paper lower resolution, I say that I'd much rather take a consistent 480p than an Ultra HD experience that looks like this. And talk about affordability. Sure, brand spanking new films might be a bit ridiculous, but if you like films from any age, like myself, get down to a charity shop and bask in the light of virginity. 3 films for £1, box sets for dirt cheap, that oh so desirable high definition for less than a Yorkie. I live and breathe for this shit. It's truly astonishing how much craftsmanship and love has gone into some of these releases. Sure, they're not all perfect, but it really feels like when you get a nice DVD of a movie or a show, it's like having your own personal love letter to whatever it is. This copy of Ghostbusters 1 and 2 comes with a book of early designs and storyboards, and it's neon snot green. Much of the love and the passion has been lost in the change to digital, and with that, the attention to detail. You hear so often about how legacy media on streaming is noticeably worse than its previous incarnations. Compare watching a season of The Simpsons on Disney Plus with episodes removed, changes made in post, and until it was patched like a video game, completely fucked cropping, to taking out the beautifully designed DVD box set and watching the episodes as they were intended. If you're a fan of animated stuff, you can never go wrong with a DVD box set. It's an amazing collectible to have, and a lot of them are the elite upper echelon when it comes to well put together physical releases. And it helps to have them even more, because these days, animated media is of the most mistreated and hard to find. Shows which are popular and well liked are being lost to time left and right, so we have no choice but to get a disc and hoard it away in your pile like a dragon does with its gold.
For today's snack time, I decided to have some 75% off prepackaged sushi from Lidl, the shop with a toilet in it, and I gotta say, it was pretty dang good. There was some prawns, there was some salmon, there was that. It only looked disgusting. My boyfriend was also here, and he had some noodles, which, as the Australians would say, was perfectly cromulent. Overall, I give this lunch a rating of, yeah, okay. Join us next time when
And I haven't even gotten to one of the greatest artistic feats and accomplishments of DVDs. The menus are really funny. Popping one of these bad boys in on a rainy night is like taking a walk through time as you re-experience all the slogans and melodies of old. The Nickelodeon movie startup, Austin Powers begging me to put the movie on, the hidden games and silly little secrets that never cease to charm and amaze like you're at the fucking carnival. Shrek 2's DVD is almost as iconic as the film itself, and that's Shrek fucking 2 we're talking about. And the greatest thing of all, the PSAs.
How much is that?
It's a £5, sir.
There you go, mate.
Cheers, sir.
Cheers.
What about tools, sir? Yeah? Well, everybody needs tools, don't they?
Yeah, when DVDs were more prevalent, every single company under the sun was trying desperately to put a stop to piracy because thanks to the format, it was incredibly simple. And this resulted in loads of DVDs starting with these anti-piracy videos that were trying so hard to convince you that piracy is this evil boogeyman and that if you download movies illegally, you're essentially a crackhead who's gonna die alone in the streets.
DVD piracy is a crime and needs to be stopped.
What criminal activity would you like your money to go towards?
I don't know, what are my options?
Drugs, neighbourhood crime, people smuggling, violence, and child pornography. I'll put you down for drugs.
The pirates are out to get you. Don't let them brand you with their mark. Piracy funds organised crime.
Find me any feature on Netflix, Amazon, Disney, Paramount, Max, Freeview, BBC, Channel 5, 4, Dave, whatever the hell you use to stream movies and TV shows that can even slightly come close to recreating the pure surge of energy that comes with hearing piracy is a crime. Speaking of which, there is a bit of an elephant in the room. A second annoying yapper, standing right next to the one who says streaming is taking over, DVDs are a waste of time, is the guy who says,
just pirate things.
Yeah, piracy has been and always will be a part of media. For as long as companies provide less than desirable services, people will always download shit. Genuinely, back when Netflix was the base platform for streaming and actually had a decent selection,
Classics, Cooley and Luke, Mall Cop,
my piracy levels plummeted to near non-existent. Nowadays, with the mandatory advertisements, edits, and the general shit show of streaming, I, and I can guarantee you most others, are back to sailing the 7 seas because at this point, grabbing a VPN and filling a hard drive is cheaper, more convenient, and provides a better and more authentic viewing experience than the supposed ultimate convenience.
Just in case a government authority is watching, that previous statement was a joke and pure hyperbole. I have not and would never illegally download content of any kind whatsoever.
But even then, piracy is not the be-all end-all. Sure, it's easy and cheap, and it is nice to stick it to the man, I guess, but not everything is available. All those lovely little extras I babbled about, you can't get those, and there's been films and shows that I wouldn't be able to watch without getting a hold of a physical copy because nobody's been bothered to stick them on the piracy sites. Okay, it's not much, but it's something. As somebody who loves films more than what is considered reasonable, I like to check out making-ofs and commentaries. Films like the Cornetto trilogy are so meticulously planned and crafted that hearing Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg go into detail on how they shot this or how they wrote that is an amazing resource to have, and I have this plastic which I got with this coin to thank for that. If you get a collector's edition of a film, which a lot of the time you can find for the same price as a normal copy, the amount of extra exclusive content can run for fuck off longer than the film itself, and I miss that. I miss when companies tried, when stuff like this was made to benefit the studios as well as the people watching the films. Modern cinema, again, mainstream, we ain't talking indies, just feels so soulless these days. It feels like every single movie pumped with a 300 billion budget is just a pointless vessel put out to suck away your attention like a feature-length TikTok. And when you end up actually liking one of them, what else is there to find on it? A YouTube video that plays more like an ad for the film than something actually insightful or informative? A Blu-ray that looks like it took somebody 5 seconds to throw together in Canva? Is this where we're headed? Is it just going to get worse and worse every year until halfway through a movie you'll have to insert your card details to play the rest of it? Yeah, probably. But it doesn't have to be this way for you. Get out of the house for once. If you love movies, buy a shitty DVD. If you love TV shows, buy a shitty DVD. Unplug from the endless online cycle of nauseating rage bait and pointless, never-ending production. When you buy a DVD from a charity shop, not only are you giving to St. Barnabas, Oxfam Bernardo's, BHS Mine, Sue Ryder, or any of the other causes, you're giving to yourself. You're not settling for slop. You're actually enjoying this shit how it was meant to be seen. You may still be a pig at a trough, but you pick the trough, and the cropping's not fucked up. Oh, but I don't have enough space. Throw out the box and buy a binder. Oh, but I heard the discs are gonna rot. Alright, what's gonna last longer? This disc of the Iron Giant, or the servers hosting your streaming service so you can not watch the Iron Giant? Watch the Iron Giant! What if my disc gets scratched? What are you people doing to your discs? When you take it out of the player, put it back in the box or the binder. It really isn't that hard. Own what you buy and keep it that way. This message brought to you by the Tetherer Physical Media Trust. Don't even get me started on VHS tapes. You know what? Fuck it. I'm fired up on stuff nobody cares about. I'm going to show you some of my favorite DVDs I bought. We got the Alien Quadrilogy here, which I think is supposed to come with some kind of outer sleeve, but mine didn't, so every time I look at it, I gotta look at this fucking thing. Prime time example of peak DVD. It comes with as many audio commentaries as the Lord of the Rings. This shit's got Simon Pegg's diary in it. This is where it's at. This is my horrible bootleg copy of Spider-Man 3. I got this as a kid, probably from like a car boot sale or something, and I watched it over and over and over again, and the cropping and the stretching was all fucked up, and the disc is just... Yeah, I bet you didn't know I was chill like that, did you? Featuring trailblazing, state-of-the-art computer effects and a host of astonishing characters. We got Pandora's Box here. I used to really like this box set, but I don't think I'm allowed to anymore. We got the Indiana Jones movies. It's got all the film. It's got Raiders, it's got Temple, it's got Last Crusade, the whole trilogy. They never made any more. I have this beautiful copy of the first season of Twin Peaks. I love doing that. And running in theme with Twin Peaks, we got the Muppets. I'm gonna move some of these. Got season 3 of Futurama. I'd like to have all the seasons of Futurama, but except for the shit ones. I've also learned that my copy of Batman Legacy has duped me. I thought it was supposed to come with Batman Returns, but mine comes with Batman Begins. You don't belong here! We got the first season of Spingle. I used to watch the shit out of this one as a little kid. Shit, I forgot about the... Yeah, I managed to find and drag out my old portable DVD player from when I was a small child. It's got a dial on the side so you can control how black and white the picture is. It's great. Let's pop something in. Oh shit! This DVD comes with a letter from Steven Hillenburg.
Hey Sandy, look! I'm Sandy!
This thing sounds like it wants to die.
Go buy a DVD.
You know it's illegal, download copyrighted music.